Hey everybody, Owen here from Game with the Cooler, and I am here with Ash, and we are at the co-op once again, and we are here to play. It's not fantasy. It's that game that everyone was like, what's that?
It's like fantasy.
It's like fantasy.
It's a fantasy.
It's Kings of War, and we are playing Undead against the Elves, and I want to throw out a big thanks to Clarence. Now, he's the one who actually provided these armies and painted them. He had come in to visit the co-op, but unfortunately I was away during that time, so we didn't get to play our game in person. But I'm sure we'll chat again later. So thank you, Clarence, for that. And I'm going to show you the armies that we have here, and then we're going to play the game. It's basically just King of the Hill. There's the objective is in the center. Whoever's closest will get bonus points for holding it. And then aside from that, it's just kill one another. So show you the armies, and we'll get this underway. So I'm going to be playing Undead, and this is the Undead army that I'm going to be using. So up here we've got my Undead Wizard along with my Undead Lord on the right and left respectively. We have a horde of zombies, it looks like, with nothing, no special rules. We've got a unit of undead spearmen. We've got some undead trolls. We've got some revenant cavalry. We've got some wraiths, and then another group of revenants. And that is my 1,000 points of undead.
And here's 1,000 points of elves. Now, there are 3 main regiments in the army, and each one unlocks a troop and a hero, war machine, or monster. So in this case, I have a unit of Palace Guard, which unlocks a elf wizard. She has the heal spell, and a troop of elven knights. Then I have a unit of archers, which unlocks a war machine here. It's a bolt thrower. And a unit of spearmen, some flanks of spearmen, which unlocks my scouts over here, and an elven lord. And that's 1,000 points. Now he's got 1 5-point magic item. It lets him reroll a roll to wound each round. But yeah, overall, it's 1,000 points. 2 heroes, war machine, 3 regiments, and 2 troops.
So this is the board that we're going to be playing on. So this is the flag. I did make a mistake with the objective. It's straight up just who has more guys in the middle. So that's going to be the deciding factor of who wins. Otherwise, it's going to be a draw, and we will roll off and get this underway. Now for first
Deployment, yep.
1.
So I pick this side,
Okay.
and we go back and forth deploying units.
So here we are deployed. We've got a long undead line facing off against a rather tightly knit group of elves. Now, he of course wants to hold the center, but he has guns and I do not.
That's right.
And so I need to get everybody going up basically as fast as I can. But we're going to roll off now for first turn. And I got a 6.
Can't beat that, but I'll tell
Yes,
you.
you can. I got a 6.
Nope.
It's because I've been away.
That's it. Your 6s are
All right, now because my guys all shamble, unfortunately I can't march. So I can only go my normal movement, which is 5 for most of my army. And these guys are just going to slide up here. My little character is going to follow along. Now, my wraiths actually can go 10, and they also fly. So flying will let them just pass over basically anything in their way, including enemy units. Mm-hmm. And we're just going to go, we'll just go ham. Let's just go.
Get them, wraithies.
Tank those shots for me. My trolls actually go 6 along with my knights going 8. So let's move the knights up. And they're going to just ride up to here. And they're going to rotate a little bit like so. You rotate on the center axis as opposed to pivoting like you do in fantasy, for example.
Or after one time.
And my revenants are going to move up just a little bit to there. These fellows are just going to follow behind. And they'll rotate like so. Character's going to follow along. Zambi's going to Zambi. Right up to there. For magic, you don't roll any kind of winds of magic or anything like that. All of your spells have a number associated to them, and that's how many dice you get. And a 4+ on each dice is a success. And then how many successes you get determines what it does. So for example, I'm going to cast Surge on my Revenants here. He's Surge 8, so for each 4+ I get on 8 dice, they will move an inch forward. So they're going to go a total of 6 inches forward. They're going to go right up next to the Wraiths. General over here also has Surge, but he only has Surge 6, and he's going to put it onto the skeletons here, and they're going to go a total of 2 inches, which is not quite as much, but a little bit is a little bit. And that is the end of my turn. So he's not going to advance forward at all.
Move phase
And
done. I'm start shooting some guns.
okay, Thor's going to shoot.
It is 2 shots, 2 attacks on 4s, I believe.
What are you shooting?
I'm shooting your wraiths.
Looking for 4 pluses, and each 4+ will turn into D3.
D3, because there's the blast roll, D3. That's
1.
1, and it has piercing 2, so there's 6+ defense, becomes 4+ defense.
There, yep.
Which wounds? So they take 1 wound.
Archer's going to shoot them now as well. They're going to get 10 attacks.
So 10 attacks hitting on 4s, wounding on 6s.
Yep.
So there's 4.
And then 6s.
6s to wound. Give me some 6s. 1. So I put some 2 wounds.
And these other archers are going to shoot at my zombies, getting 8 shots.
8 shots. I think they hit on 4. 4s to hit.
4.
And 3s to wound against zombies because they're squishy. 3 plus. There we go, 3.
Nerve tests now for, we'll just do that first,
Okay.
so you might just break them.
I might.
So my wraiths have a nerve of 12, so he's going to get 2d6 plus the number of wounds I've taken. If he equals or greater, then they're gone.
Pop on a 10. Do it!
7. So then nothing happens to them, they're just fine. And then the zombies, they actually have a nerve of 22.
So I cannot roll a 19 on 2 dice.
So they are also fine.
And they're fine as well.
So I am going to do a charge with my wraiths. They're going to charge his bolt thrower. Now we already know that they're within 20, which is their move. And so you just charge double your movement. So they'll just face them. And then they're going to go center to center. And we'll just sit them here for now because the woods are in the way. Now I can continue to move and then charge later with other guys if I so choose. But I don't think I'll really be doing much of that. I'm just going to move up my zombies some more. They're going to move up
5.
and then wheel a bit, like so. These fellows are going to move up a little bit, like so. Face like so. Don't want to get flanked. They're going to move just a little bit forward. I just want to get within 10 and go right up about an inch
Force
to
the
there.
issue.
Yep, pick fights. That's how we do. These fellas are going to ride up now. And amend the issue. These fellas are going to move up 6, which has some just kind of in between these buildings. And they'll rotate like so. And I'm just going to move my lord into the woods here. And then I'm just going to move him up behind these trolls. And that's basically it. So some magic. I'm going to move up my zombies, or attempt to surge the zombies on 6s, or with 6 dice. And they're going to go 3 more inches. I'm going to move up to here. Going to... do I want to surge my trolls? Yeah. But I only want to go about 2 inches. So, regardless of how far they could go, I only want to go to about here. Into combat now, I've got 30 attacks, because my attacks are tripled against a war machine. Normally they would have only been 10, but because I charged into the woods, I am -1 to hit. Against him, rather. So I'm looking for 5s. Here's the first 10. We're going to get 4. And then the second 10. I'm going to get 10. And then the last batch. 11, 12, 13, 14 in total.
14.
3s to do the wound, because I have Crushing Strength 1. So I did 12.
Yep, sure did.
And then that's the only combat. So we'll just see if actually we check if they break it right away. So I'm going to get 2d6 plus 12. And what is your nerve on that?
12.
12. So if I roll Snake Eyes, he lives. I did not.
Kaboom!
So that's the end of his bolt thrower. Now they will get the option to either reface, or reform rather, or try and overrun. And I'm just going to reform. Sitting essentially like so. And that is the end of Undead turn 2.
Moving backwards. Like so.
Doesn't want to fight my knights.
I'm a flank, so I actually don't mind fighting your knights, but...
You do if I hit you inside.
That's right.
Which is why I moved them up.
They're going to charge. We're here.
Yep.
So they just go in.
Yep.
Actually, sorry. We're not going to do that yet. We're going to back them off. So she's going to go over here. These guys are going to back up 3.
Sounds good. And
then both these units are going to charge now. Split in the middle. So the archers won't be -1 to hit, but he will be because he's going in the woods for the first time.
Picking up his horses because he doesn't want to get charged, or rather surged into by my zombies. You want to move?
I do. I'll move sideways actually.
Okay.
Like that.
8 shots again.
Into these guys, they move, so 5s. It's going to be 1, 2, winning on 3s. You go
Another
to 1.
So another 1 this turn. So they've taken a total of 3, but with the 4th one now, maybe more. Forgot that because they did a wound, I do actually heal a wound back on my wraiths.
So down to 1.
As he charged into the woods, once again he's -1 hit with his lord. 5 attacks sitting on 4s. And he gets 3.
I can reroll 1s because I'm an elf. I forgot I can reroll all 1s to hit.
There you go.
But didn't hit. And then this one's going to be...
My defensive 6.
Okay. I am Crushing Strength 1, so on 5 on wounds. And I can reroll 1 because I have a Mace of Crushing.
He gets 1.
So I get 1 wound, up to 2.
Back up to 2 again. And attacks with his archers. going into the woods.
Hitting on 6s.
Yep.
I like
3
it.
hits and a reroll. 1 reroll.
Of a 1. Nope.
Nope.
And then wooding on 6s.
There we go.
Some 6s.
Nope. A 10 to see if I go away.
Not a chance.
Nope. And they don't pop either. Charging, because I can fly, because I'm a ghost, I'm going to just go right through everybody and hit his wizard.
Sorry, you still need line of sight.
Oh, I do need line of
you
sight,
can't
and
see
we
me.
are equal size,
Yeah.
so I can't see past you. They're going to countercharge into your archers.
Okay, so they're just centered over here now.
So for just some movement, I'm going to just move these guys up a little bit, and they're going to turn. My knights on the far side, they're going to do their turn at the beginning and move forward. I just want to stay out of 12 once again. So if you could check
Yeah, no problem.
if I'm within 12 right now, which I probably
You are, back a little
am.
bit, yeah.
So we're just going to go to there. That's good for them. Rolls. I'm going to rotate and just walk up to here. These guys are just going to rotate a bit and just move up to here. Looking at everybody. Giving them the stink eye. A big old boss wizard's going to move to here. Just check if I'm within your horse's range. Big wizard over here is just going to move up to there. And do I want to surge? Hasn't finished all my movement. I do want to surge my zombies. So 6 dice once again. We get 3 successes for another 3 inches, and I'm just going to take the 3 inches. Go the full distance there. I'm going to just move my, or attempt to move my trolls a little bit. I don't really want to go too far, but that's certainly far enough, and they're just going to go a few inches up to here.
Okay.
There we go. My wraith's attacking here, hitting on 4s now because I've countercharged. We've both been fighting in the woods, and I'm going to get 3 in total, and then on 3s, I do 2 wounds.
Okay.
And then I'll heal 1, and you'll have taken 2.
You got it.
In 17 boxcars, I can waver him. So I'm going to roll, and I do not get boxcars. Everybody's
Cavalry.
going in.
These guys and these guys on here. These two are going to share the front
Yep,
as equally as possible, and then he's going to hit the flank.
correct. But because he is an individual, he is not going to get the extra attacks that you normally would for flanking.
Nope. I did
Did the archers. Fair enough. They ignore it because
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder. Going in. It's elf time.
And march to, or actually, yeah, we're just going to march right ahead. Like so.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Charging back in.
Countercharger 6. Go hang it there.
I attempt to heal.
We are
Heal
healing
4.
3.
3.
I
Okay.
believe. Let's see.
Each success will heal a wound back, and he gets 1.
So we're down to 1 wound.
There you go. So, combat.
8 attacks out of these guys, hitting on 4s.
Yep.
Because Pathfinder line to ignore the woods. Rolling 1s because I'm an elf.
3, 4, 5.
And then wounding on 3s because zombies.
Yep. Getting
So
5.
5.
Attacks from his unit of horses, hitting on 3s.
Rolling 1s yet again. And
So
then
3 missed.
Yeah.
5 hits.
Wounding on 2s because of Thunderous Charge 2.
Yep. Never better than a 1.
No,
So he
so
gets
4
4.
more, so you're at 13.
5 attacks from the little elf lord.
Hitting on 4s. The King of 2s, wounding on 2s because of his Crushing Strike 1. 2
There it
more,
is.
so you're at 15.
Yep. For that 7,
7 or better. You blow.
I'm going to make you re-roll that because I'm inspiring and I'm within
Within
12.
6.
Oh, it's 6. That's right. Big guys are. Yeah. So my zombies are gone.
Okay.
Move forward with his little elf lord there.
It's gonna be
6.
6.
We're going to just turn
Yeah,
and turn.
pivot.
In this combat, he's not penalized because we've both been fighting in the woods now.
That's right, we're countercharging. So hitting on
4s.
10 attacks on 5s.
5. Okay. 5 to hit. That's a pretty good roll.
Rerolling 1s.
4 hits so far. 5 hits. 6s.
Yahtzee!
2. It's even better than 1.
Yeah, that's
At
right.
9. Whoa. You guys are going to go. They're just going to rotate and then move forward a smidge. Are just going to face like so and move up basically as close as we can because we need to make sure that I don't whiff the roll.
That's right.
And my trolls are going to get ready to be the reinforcements that we need them to be. Great, so you're going to charge back in,
Okay.
because of course they are. Revenants are going to hit this group in the front. My wizard is just going to make sure he doesn't get caught out. So there. And my person of lordly caliber is just going to stay in the wood still. No, we're going to need you for buffs. Or you can die. Whichever one happens. That's how the system works. I need to get probably 2 on my surge here for my skeletons.
Remember, it's from your middle of the closest point.
So I need 3. I get 4. So they're going to hit them in the flank. And then we're going to do the same thing over here with my Kniggets.
Need 2.
We did it. And they're going to flank as well. Into this big combat here, my Revenant Cavalry. They have 16 attacks normally. That will be doubled because they are flanking.
32!
So 32 attacks hitting on 4s. This is the first half. 5 on the first roll. And we did a bit better on this one. So we got 7, 9, 10, 12, 13.
Moving on 2s.
So we take away 3 of these dice. And they're Thunderous Charge 2. So they get +2 essentially to their roll. So 2s. Still. So we get 5, 9 wounds in that. And then my Revenants in the front, they have a total of 12 attacks. Revenants are looking for 4s and 4s. And they get a total of 5 hits.
So you get 3 wounds, maybe?
And looking for 4s, they get 3.
Hey!
And that's what it is. So we're at 12.
All 5.
6. And that is the end of them. So my Revenants are just going to reform. And my Kniggets are going to move another D6.
They need to be straight if you're going to... Okay.
They're just moving up a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine.
This one, these guys on the side. Go Spears. For 5s, they have 15 attacks. We're going to get this twice. So the first round, we're going to get 1. And then the second round, we're going to get 2 more. So we have a total of 3 on 4s. I get 2.
2? Can't break me.
Good job, guys.
Wavering on boxcars.
Wavering on boxcars. We get an 11. And they'll just bump out an inch. Ghosts hitting on 4s, 10 attacks. They're going to get a total of 5. Wounding on 3s, they're going to do 3 more.
So 4.
And they're going to heal for 1. He's at 4, so 2d6 plus 4 is a total of 15.
It's going to waver me.
So they are wavered and won't be able to charge back into me. Charges for the Elves.
They're going to charge him?
Yep.
Because I can turn as I come in?
Rear charge with his ponies. Going to kill that unit, as it were.
Explode.
Wizard's going into the wood now. And Lordy Fella's going to turn.
It's going to go 6.
Pivot on his archers. And there we go. Magic.
Magic. So let's do some heal. On this
Heal 3. Look for 4s. 1.
1 down to 3. Thoughts moved. You're not 50% in the woods, so I don't have to worry about the cover.
But we did move, so I think it's 5. Yeah. Which is then
pretty good.
Just roll good.
Roll at 1.
Yep.
Nope.
5 hits on 6s.
Just need 1.
You hit 2.
2. You hit 4. 8 plus. Dead! Gone.
Yep.
Kaboom!
And that's the end of them. Going into my Lord, as it were. 12 attacks, hitting on 3s.
Didn't roll any 1s. 10 hits.
Defensive 5, he needs 4s because he has Trust and Strength 1. And he gets 2. Confer boxcars
16.
to waver me.
I like it.
And he did not waver me. So you will bounce out.
I do.
Now, ponies into my spears in the back.
Yes.
You get triple attacks.
So I get 24 attacks.
First half,
3s.
reroll
the
the 2
1s.
ones. So you get 10 hits.
10. Again.
And then the second half of those.
Roll 1. So 9. So that's going to be 19.
Okay. That's 12.
Plus
That's for 2s. 19.
19.
That's Snake Eyes.
Nope.
Reroll.
It, yeah, because you're
Because
getting
my
right there.
Lord got there this time, but that is
Come
it.
on.
They are gone.
Okay. And
1d6. 4.
4. Like so.
There we go. Not enough to save them, though. Charges, as we move into Undead turn 4. My Revenants are going to rear charge these guys. As you do.
As you do. Because you couldn't.
I'm going to show their
Get a pony
ponies.
in.
Whose ponies is the superior ponies. My big old trolls are just going to move up to here. A countercharge. Because he, obviously. And he's just going to keep the dream alive. Need line of sight. Surge these fellas. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to go 6. Woo, double. One that matters, ponies versus ponies.
Here's my lances.
Here we go, 4s and 3s. For 3s with 9, we're going to get 6.
Pretty good.
7, they're gone. 10, kablamo. And
Unlikely.
we will just reform ever so slightly, like this. This combat, Revenants, do what your Spearmen failed to do. They're going to get 36 attacks in the rear, looking for 4s and then 4s. So the first 12, we're going to get 5. Then we're going to get 10, 11, 12. And the last batch, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Exactly the odds.
4s again. He averages by 1, so he's at 12 right now. And then my little lord there is going to take a swing. He's hitting on 4s as well. And then he's on 3s because he has Crushing Strength 1 for another 1. And he's going to heal a wound. Boop. And I think Snake Eyes.
You're at 13?
You're at 15 now. Because I did 13 plus the 2.
15 Snake Eyes.
There we go.
Dead.
Crunch. And that's the end of them. And they're going to rotate as well.
Cool.
Turn to face with his archers. He's going to march and get behind them.
March just ticks.
Oh, just move. Okay. His lord's going to charge my lord. We're going to battle it out.
How about you?
Final battle royale. Anyway, moves over here.
4.
Heal 2.
1 to 1.
All his archers are going after my knights, so these ones did move. So
Yep.
-1 to hit. 5s. 3.
3,
4.
and then 5s to wound.
Yep. And
Then
5.
1s.
Yep.
1.
1. 8 more. And
2.
reroll 3 of those.
Oh, that's right, the other ones. 34. Putting on 5s. 1 more, so 2.
Don't think that's enough. They are 17.
Okay.
Ambit.
The Lord of 2s. That's right.
And for 4s. Reroll the 3. Because he got that
That's right.
crushing. Okay, so he gets 3. Bring me up to 4. You need a 10 to waver, 12 to kill. Nope. Dun dun dun. Trolls are going to charge into your archers. Because I think that you're within 12.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'll just put them up there. These 2 are going to charge into him. So he's going to sit like so.
Middle.
And then they're all going to join in. And my knights are just going to roll up 8. Going up 8, headed towards his archers. And that's what we're going to do there. My other little fella here is going to just walk over. So rotate, move. And we're going to give out a Crushing Strength to my unit of Revenants. Or not Crushing Strength, sorry. Bane Chant. So it's on 2. For if I get a success, they will get Crushing Strength 1. Or increase their Crushing Strength by 1. I didn't get a success. Big fella's going first. Hitting on 4s. 3 hits.
Moving on
And
5s.
5 plus, he's got Crushing Strength 1, so 4s. And he'll do 2 wounds, which is enough to heal him for 1 wound. 4s to hit. That's a roll.
Good roll.
And then 5s, because I didn't get my Bane Chant. For 3.
Okay, 5. Roll a 10, I'm destroyed.
8.
8, I'm wavered.
You want to re-roll that?
Yes.
You're good.
Okay.
Rolls get 9 attacks, hitting on 5s. 3, and wounding on 2s. 3.
Okay, 4.
Back up to 4 again.
Boxcars.
9.
10.
End of the elf turn. That was the bottom of 5. There's only 1 more turn for sure. There might be another turn after that, though. So he has to try and get to this flag. Lord, charging me with his archers.
If I do a wound, you can't use your lances. So I'm
They're charging my trolls.
Yep.
That heal once again. 2.
You're off, stand to 1.
Down
Down
to
2
2 again. Fighting combat.
5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Rolling 1s. There we go. No 2s this time.
Yeah.
I like it. And then wounding
On
on
3. 4s.
There's 2 more.
Reroll 1.
Not reroll 1. Oh, that's right, reroll 1. Because of my weapon. Nope.
2.
So 2. So
Back to
5.
5. You need a 9.
8.
No. 5 and 8 is 13? Yeah, you didn't make it. You need 14.
14. Okay.
Archers into the Kniggets.
8 attacks, hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s.
4,
5.
5. Winning on 5s. Nope.
I need 1 wound.
The trolls.
That's right. So I've got
5s. 3.
No ones.
4. Looking for 4s against the trolls. 3. That's pretty good. You need a 12. Nope. Over to me, last turn. Everyone's just charging right back in.
Yep, figured.
Bam. They get to use their lances. They're on them. And then we're just going to try and Bane Chant once again. This time we get one. So they will be...
On 4s.
4s. Sword attacking on 4s.
Love it.
We just won't look at those
Nope,
dice.
love it.
You guys on 4s and then 4s again.
Let's do that again. Yeah.
We're going to get
yeah.
2. Get you
7.
up to 7.
You need an 8 to kill me.
8.
Roll it.
7. Waver.
Wavered. Not that it matters.
Knights into your guys. There we go. 4s to hit. And 2s.
Yeah.
5 wounds.
Okay.
7. Getting to 10.
Roll it.
Getting to 7.
Dead.
Punch. And I think that they'll be okay.
You have to be wholly within 12 of the center.
We'll go that way.
No.
Okay. I'm just rotating. Rolls. 4s and 3s. We're going to get a total of 5 hits. 2s to wound. 5 wounds.
Okay, so you're at 7.
7 to waver, 9 to kill. Nothing.
Charge
Wavered.
Oh, that's
Can't
right.
go in.
Wavered can't go in. They'll charge.
Yep.
Charge up. Get out of the way. And then she's going to go 12 just to get...
There we go. 10 attacks into the trolls again.
Get on 5s.
Go archers, go. For 4s to wound.
3.
Up to 5 again. You're looking for their 17, 15. You need a 10.
10.
Nope. Plus, as the game goes on, nope. That is the game. So there we are at the end. It is a victory for the Undead, having more points within 12 inches of the flag. Wholly within 12 inches of the flag, that is. Because my knights are not wholly within, but these 3 are. He only has his 2 characters, which of course are not more than my 2 characters plus that unit.
Plus that unit, yeah. You get 100 points more. 230 more, actually, which puts you in the winning column.
Exactly. Other than that, that is the end of the game. There was a chance that it might have gone on, but it of course did not. So yeah, here is our first game, at least with each other,
Yep.
of Kings of War. So what do you think of this game?
Okay, so I was talking about this with Clarence, and you'll see these videos probably later that I made, because this will probably come up before the ones that I made with Clarence though. This game reminds me a lot of War of the Ring. So it's all about maneuvering. It's not really about list building. You could kind of take, I mean, it is and it isn't. You need to take units that are able to accomplish the mission you want them to take, but I would say that it's more about where your stuff is in the table, because even a scrub unit can take a heavy hitting unit in the flank and pop them.
Even sometimes they just get lucky in the front.
Absolutely, even if you just got a couple wounds on there, if you roll hot dice for the nerve test at the end, you can actually blow them up. So I think what I like about this is it's a very clean down game from its core mechanics, but it rewards maneuvering more than anything else in the game. So I think that being said, you got to play it on a 6-foot board because there has to be edges. You have to have room to move around. And at a certain game size, the maneuvering is going to start counting for less because you're just going to have more stuff. So I think there's a sweet spot in this game, probably with 2,000 points, where the game size is right, the table size is right, and you've got an interesting variety of units that are moving around and doing stuff.
Yeah.
We haven't played a game that's been like it's just a complete knockdown drag out. And I think that's because of the core mechanics. You can't destroy more than one unit in a turn. There's no rippling cascade of panic. You can't flee off the board. You're either alive or you're dead, and you're attritioning.
Not to mention, it's super hard to just kill a guy up front. Yeah. Like, to just face-to-face charge someone, you're unlikely to just kill them, unless it's something like this, where it's like archers against a full regiment of cavalry. Yeah. But like units against units, you often just stand there and hit each other for 2 or like even the wraiths into those archers, they sat there for 3 turns.
Front to front, you'd probably need a horde against a troop to do it. In this case, it's a regiment against a troop, but the regiment's got something like charging, like lances that go for it. So like the revenants, for instance, charging them in the front probably wouldn't kill them.
No.
But knights or like a monstrous unit, somebody that has like thunderous charge.
Something that is beyond like the pale of just a normal unit. Yeah. Something that is falling into like the special, or not special because there isn't really special, but like heavier units of combat units. Things that are basically made to push out damage.
Yeah. The War of the Ring comment also kind of reflects the way characters are in this game. It feels weird at first that all your characters are floating on outside of units, but for the most part, all they're doing is augmenting what's going on in the game. So for instance, Surge and Bane Chant is the reason these characters are taken.
Yep.
You don't really you can add a couple wounds here and there in a combat.
Yep,
yeah, absolutely. You can take a couple wounds in combat with them, but for the most part, you're taking these guys because they do something, augment your unit somehow. Even war machines aren't that reliable at putting out damage. So,
or your 2 dice 50-50 to even do to potentially do something. Not even
I
do
reroll
something.
ones though. I do reroll ones, which is nice coming out.
Yep.
But it's not really the murder machines that they are in Warhammer Fantasy Battle. It feels a lot more. Your units are forgiving to a certain extent because, like Owen was saying, you can't just face-to-face murder something. And it rewards you being in the right place at the right time. These Wraiths are a great example because they've got all kinds of gimmicky stuff. So, for instance, if Owen had been willing to put one of his characters closer to where the Wraiths were, he could have hopped to the other side of this unit. They have Fly. And because they have Fly, they can make 2 turns. And that can be 2 turns in a row. So that can be a turn and then a turn, and he could have Bane-Chanted them into the rear. Surge them into the rear. There's almost never a time when this Wraith unit needs to be fighting someone in the front, which is a cool, tricksy thing. But again, it's about maneuvering this unit and getting in the right place at the right time. Putting cavalry way out in the flank, that is a traditional role of cavalry. They don't just charge up the middle.
Yep. Which is the one thing I really like about this game is that other fantasy games, like Warhammer Fantasy, for example, like Bretonnians just charge straight ahead. Like you don't get that hammer and anvil in a lot of, or at least in fantasy that I've noticed. You
can play it that way, but fantasy tended to be an uncavalry friendly game in the last couple editions.
Yeah.
Because it was such a cavalry game, I think.
Or at least, I think the big thing is that flanking isn't as big a deal. Like, flanking in this is gigantic.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Especially when you start getting, like, if you get 2 units, like if this was my unit and you had a unit here and then another unit, say this was my front, you start turning into the position where I'm always going to be taking a flank. Yeah. And I probably last maybe 1 round. Maybe 1 if I get lucky. Or I'm like a legion of something.
Yeah. The way War of the Ring handled that was it classed units. So, for instance, you had infantry, cavalry, and monsters, and when you were fighting something a size down from you, that's when you double or tripled your attacks.
Oh, there you go.
So cavalry only had usually like 4 attacks per stand, but they rolled 8 attacks when they charged against infantry. Against other cavalry, they had less attacks, right? So what happened was it ended up being a rock, paper, scissors thing, and maneuvering counted for a lot because you had to have the right unit in the right place at the right time. And it also, your size class dictated the order that you struck in. It was like your initiative. So monsters always struck first because they're so big. Then cavalry would strike next, and then infantry would always strike last because obviously the lowest.
They don't have the reach. They're slower. Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't have the momentum.
In this game, it's all handled by the angle that you're being approached by, which I think is an equally valid way of doing it. But it does differentiate fast units from slow units in this game. So, for instance, probably the most dangerous units in this Undead army are the Wraiths and the Knights.
Yep.
And the whole reason for that isn't just their base stat line, which is just okay. Like, you saw them go toe-to-toe in the front with a unit of archers who should just get murdered by them and bounce off each other, like, time and time again. And that's the way that melee is. It's either a grind or it's pretty much all at once. You just get exploded. Because there is no, like, attrition-y stuff. And I think that's what I like about this game is that it rewards you for having a mixture of stuff and then playing it well on the battlefield. So I think this is one of those, lots of games say it's not your list, it's you. But this is one of those games where the core mechanics of the game are robust enough that something doesn't just explode unless you've screwed up somehow. Unless you've gotten into a place where, like, it can just get rear charged by knights because it couldn't kill a character in 1 round. That kind of stuff. And because you can't necessarily rely on, like, a hero in a unit to make your unit better, there's no way to augment a unit outside of maybe buying a magic item, which even then doesn't do a huge amount to make it, like, super killy. So you really just know the capabilities of what your units can do pretty much at a glance. So that fast math you used to be able to do with ranks and wounds and stuff in fantasy is even easier here because you can look at a unit that hits half a time and go, I'm going to hit this unit this many times on average, and then that unit has a defensive blah, so it's going to wound this many times. So you almost always know what your nerve roll is going to be going in, depending on the arc you're going in. You can do that fast math in your head.
Yep. And then, like, as I said, the only thing that'll ever get it off is if either you did something wrong or if you really get betrayed by dice, which can happen.
Yep.
But at least you're going to roll enough rolls and enough things can go that eventually it'll balance itself out.
Yep.
So.
And losing it isn't a big deal either. Like, we both lost units that we thought were pretty pivotal.
I thought when they totally failed to kill that one unit in the back, I was like, I might lose my general now. And then it's like, okay, well, it kind of worked out in the end.
Yeah.
But, So anyway, leave a comment. We might have made a rules mistake. I think we got pretty much everything here.
It's kind of hard to get rules wrong in this because most of the rules for your army are on your sheet with your army list. Like, there's not a lot to get wrong in this game. It's a fairly basic mechanic.
Yep, which is good. basic mechanics are good.
And if you guys want to play Kings of War, you can email Owen at gamewiththecooler@gmail.com or me at grillmangames@gmail.com. We don't really know anybody that plays this game around here.
It's true.
It's just us right now and Clarence, who's in Korea.
I know of people who have these models.
Yeah.
But they all are for fantasy players.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I don't know, I had never seen the Elves in person. I'm not going to lie.
Nope.
So to talk about models slightly, is I had never seen the Elves in person. And they suffered from a bad case of these look really dumb. But seeing them in person, they're not
fun.
Actually that bad.
No,
they look actually just like fine little elves.
Yeah, I think ranked up, they look great too. The Undead, I would say, are one of the strongest armies probably in the range.
I like the demons.
Yeah.
I
The demons are cool. Yeah. That's cool, man. Get the demons, I'll get the ogres. We'll do giant red monsters against giant red monsters.
Yep. There you go. There you go. And the orcs are actually pretty nice. Or they're orcs, yeah.
Yeah, there's orcs. And goblins too, actually.
Yep. And so it's all certainly not bad and not as expensive to get into.
No, about $200 will get you a 2,000 point army.
Yeah.
And most of the kits can be built a couple ways. So, like for instance, the Archer Spearman kit is one kit, right? So if you buy the Elf Kindred box, you get the bits to basically make either of these units. Likewise, I think the Skeleton Spearman / Infantry box does the same thing. And most of the starter kit boxes, you get a playable army. I think the mega deals are all 2,000 points. I added up the Ogre one and it was 2,000 points.
Yeah, those are definitely a good deal just for, like, because you're getting tons of models too. Like,
yeah.
If you're just looking for bits and, like, miniatures, you're going to get a lot of stuff out of those. So there's my plug for this game as well, because I like the minis. I like them. They're not bad. So stay tuned for more games. We might play more Kings of War if people also want to play, or if you guys like the video. I mean, let me know if you want to see more of this as opposed to, say, like Ninth Age or something, because these games both are in the same place in my heart, essentially, for what kind of game I'm looking for. So,
I will do both. I think that the more people come in and play, so obviously the more you'll see this game.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm not doing both. What I'm trying to say here, Ash, is that both of these games have the same feeling to them.
That's right. They have the same draw to you.
It's like trying to play, like going back and forth between Frostgrave and Mordheim.
Right.
You're like, these are kind of like the same game with like slightly different ways of playing them, which is good because it gives you just more options to play things you like.
Yeah, it's true.
So, anyway, see y'all later. See you next time. Have a good one.